Hey y'all, what's up? I'm Amy, aka the Piscean Seer, and this is one of your daily collective messages. Like, and subscribe if you get anything out of this. Thank you so very much to those of you who do like, subscribe, and comment. It is always and forever going to be loved and appreciated. God, archangels, ancestors, ascended masters, cosmic guides, all beings of the highest and purest white light, all me with the best interest of me and the collective at heart. You are always and forever welcome into my readings, okay? Please give my wonderful, fabulous, and amazing Piscean Seer family the best and most accurate information for them at this time. So, welcome to any new subscribers, okay? Welcome back to my beautiful subscribers who are already here. I love and appreciate each and every single one of you guys. Thank you so very much for coming, and thanks for coming back. So, this is a Rowina message, okay? Rowina's a guardian angel. So, I don't have any notes for her whatsoever. So, let's just see how she's looking at your energy, okay? We got Bast. It says holy longing, and it says desire. It says instinct and sensuality. It's also the number 11, and cats are really instinctual type of animals. You know what I'm saying? Like, they follow their instincts. They have like very strong intuition, and they even seem to like know things are gonna happen before they happen, right? Like, they just always be on. So I feel like you could definitely be in that energy, you know, just very aware of your surroundings and like really sensitive to energy and the way that you feel things. And you could be someone who kind of like gets the fuck out of the way before shit hits the fan most of the time, okay? We got the tree of life, okay? It says Bast, Anubis, and Osiris, okay? So that's a lot. Okay, so Bast is like I just explained Bast, okay? But Anubis, he is about death, okay? He's got that death energy, okay? And Osiris is kind of also the death energy, more like an energy of renewal, right? Because Osiris gets like pieced back together by Isis and, you know, becomes whole again after going through some sort of death, and it's a rebirth, okay? So you're connected to this tree of life energy. You could have gone through some sort of rebirth like this, okay? Yeah, I think you need to trust yourself, okay? You need to trust your instincts. You need to trust what you feel and what you think about certain people or situations that you might find yourself in sometimes, okay? We got a Moon Ra at the bottom of the deck. It's talking about transfiguration and alchemical gold, okay? So you could be like an alchemist, okay? Somebody who takes negative energies and turn them around to like a positive, or like tries to improve the situation with you and other people, and that's really great. Yeah, we got the desert, okay, which is the sacred archetypal element of fire, so very strong solar plexus energy, okay. Also, you could be a life path number 11 or 1 or 2, okay, or 4, okay, or you could be seeing like 1s and 4s, okay. So what's going on with this energy on the outside of them? Protect your heart, okay? So continue to protect your heart, all right? We got intrigued, okay? And we got group dynamics. It says someone is intrigued by you and wants to know you better. And then it says group dynamics are shifting, okay? So I don't know. Maybe you might like find a new lover. Like maybe they might come with a group of friends or whatever. We got hidden agenda at the bottom of the deck though, and uncovered truth, and protect your heart under that. So I don't know. Like somebody could be intrigued. They could be intrigued for the wrong reasons. Let me see. So I really don't know what I'm getting from this. We got excuses, okay? So it says you have so many reasons that it never works out. Find reasons that it can work, okay? So maybe the energy is like, if you do get people that are intrigued, or if you do get the chance to like be a part of a bigger group or have more people around you, you kind of just want to just stay away from that, because shit never really tends to work out when you go into those kinds of things, okay? Or if when you get into new relationships, you could have like a fear of people cheating on you or like turning their back in some way. but I think Rowena is asking you to be more vulnerable when it comes to relationships and just creating new things with new people. Okay, we got expectations, and look at her head with the expectations. Like this, like she got so many expectations. Like her head is exploding with them. But I think that you might need to chill with the expectations when it comes to certain situations and certain people, because you don't really always know what to expect, and sometimes we expect too much, right? It says when you expect too much, no one measures up. Ditch your list and want what's real, you know. So maybe you might have too many expectations when it comes to like new people that you meet because of the past traumas and things like that. It says you need to take time for yourself and heal your past trauma before moving on, and I think that that's something that you've like really been focused on at this time. What else? We got everyone leaves. Okay, so this seems to be like a theme that's playing out here, right? It says choose a partner who can commit to you and let yourself commit to them. So I don't know. Like I said, there could be some sort of new commitment, some sort of new relationship coming up. And it's like maybe you're still looking at yourself like you're in this past place where like you still need to go through a death and have another rebirth. But I seen 555 is like you've already entered into these big changes and like refreshing and changing yourself for the better. So like don't let your past trauma or the things that you've been through before get in the way of your new relationships or new people that come into your lives, or like new groups of people who might want to show you love or support you. Yeah, we got ambivalent. It says you can say you want a lover, but you're not all in. Take time to figure out what you want, okay? So I think you're still shaping what you want when it does come to other people, what kind of people you want to be around you. But I'm hearing like more open. Yeah, look, being cold, okay? You need to be more open though. It says you seem unapproachable because you are aloof. Try being more friendly, okay? So I don't know. You could have like a prickly exterior but like soft insides, right? Because you're used to being in situations where people don't necessarily care for you, or where like your expectations were so high of them, right? Because you've seen what they could be, and so you ended up being disappointed because you were expecting too much out of someone who wasn't quite there. Like you, how can I explain this? Because I've done this before, where you kind of you attach to the your idea of that person, or your idea of that what that person could be. Like you see people at their best, and then you end up getting disappointed in the end, you know, because they're not necessarily there, or because they can't deliver that best energy that you see in them, you know. So try not to be cold or prickly, or feel like, you know, oh, you just attract the wrong people due to the things that you've been through in the past, because I don't really feel like that's the case. What's excuses and expectations? And I feel like the divine is trying to bring people into your life so that they can prove to you that it's not the case. Like they want to put good people in your energy. Yeah, I think you spent a lot of time in the past tolerating abuse. Maybe you didn't have the strongest boundaries, but I think that your boundaries have really grown and changed to match who you are at this time, you know. It's like you're not that same naive, inexperienced energy that you used to be, okay? Like you've overcome a lot of things. It says any kind of abuse is not okay. You deserve someone who treats you well. What's expectations and past trauma? It says giving too much, okay? So in the past, I think that you used to give way too much. You used to like deplete yourself. It says you are depleted because you give too much and you need a balance of give and take, you know. So I feel like a lot of people were removed from your life because you were just giving and giving and giving everything that you had to give to them, and there was never really too much energy or resources or anything left over for you. And I think you kind of ended up in like, you know, like in between a rock and a hard place a lot of times in your past, because you just, I don't know, maybe you were giving like just people pleasing to make people stay around, or to like pull that love out of people that, you know, they're not always in a place to give. But now I don't think that you're suffering from that anymore. I think you've learned how to say no, and that's like really one of the biggest boundaries that you have to build on this journey is learning how to just be like no as a full sentence, right? What's past trauma and everyone leaves? We got fear of touch. So it says you don't trust you don't trust touch. Take small steps until you feel comfortable with others. And I feel like that's what they're saying with the new people that might come into your life, you know, like take small steps. It's okay to like vet people or make people earn your trust, or you know, to just spend time getting to know people and getting more comfortable with them. Like don't feel like you have to like jump you know, like jump just because people say jump. Don't think you have to be running around asking everybody like how high. Like it's not really what your guidance is. I feel like your guidance is to just be yourself, drop your expectations, and continue to heal these past things that make you want to like stay separate from everyone. And don't convince yourself that like, oh, everyone leaves like because of something that you're doing or have ever done. It's not always you. Like in the Bible it say okay, that some people are just seasonal, okay? Some people are for a short time and some people are for a long time, and like the more you accept that, I think the better that you feel about people leaving, and you're not necessarily blaming yourself or any like specific situation that you had with the people on the outside of you. Yeah, we got procrastinate. Okay, it says don't make someone wait around too long, they may give up on you, you know. And also I feel like you could feel bad, or you could have felt bad in the past, like for giving up on people who was never gonna give you shit. Like they wasn't gonna give you shit. They wasn't, and I mean not like material shit. I'm not even talking about that. Like it just gives me the energy of like people who act like they don't have the time to give you, or they can just like, you know, show you some love or give you words of encouragement, or none of that. Like they wasn't giving you shit. Like literally nothing, you know. So I feel like this procrastinate is more of an energy of you not allowing people to play with you, to play in your energy, or to take up all your time, knowing that they're not really planning on exchanging any real energy with you. What's ambivalent and being cold? We got body shame, okay? It says you feel unattractive to others. Work on accepting yourself, flaws and all. You know, I don't know. Maybe you could be single. You could have been single for a long time at this point. Like, don't feel bad about yourself. Okay, love yourself. Love every single part of you. Okay, like. I think that your guys want you to attract the right person, the right people, you know? And it's just like, I think you need to get to a place in yourself where you're just like, you know, I don't care. I don't care if they don't like my body. I don't care if they don't like what I said or what I did. Like, I'm not here. I'm not like some sort of fucking circus animal. I'm not here to put on a performance for anyone. I'm just here to be myself. And either you love me how I am or you don't, you know? Yeah, we got hard to get and getting hurt. I feel like, I don't know, maybe you play hard to get because you don't want to get hurt, you know? Maybe you might feel like it's too risky to step into something new or into some sort of new relationship, or maybe you're not going to find like the same kind of connections that you found in the past, but that's the fucking point. Like, they don't want you to find the same shit that you've been finding in the past because it just wasn't for you, and it built up all of these things within you that you had to work so hard up until this point to heal, you know? This says soulmate only. It says you have many soulmates who would be great for you. There's not just one, period. It says not being you, okay? You're trying to project a perfect image, but it's not really you. Be yourself, you know? Like, don't feel the need to be perfect, because that's like a way that you neglect yourself, or that you kind of affirm to yourself that you're not good enough. So just like, please stay as far away from that as possible. And just like, don't let your anxiety overtake you to the point where you get too attached to things, or you try to like busy yourself too much just to kind of fill the void of like somebody loving you or somebody coming in and supporting you. Like, at the end of the day, you don't really necessarily need that. It's nice to have a good group around you and people who are intrigued, who really care about you and care about what you got going on. But I think like at the beginning of the journey, it's more important for you to give yourself those things, and then you don't expect those things from other people so much, because you're very like happy and fulfilled with giving yourself that, you know. And then you don't have people around you sort of like demanding your energy or trying to influence the decisions that you make, you know. I feel like you're retreating. It was like you retreating from these past situations. Like it was super duper called for. And this new energy, this new light, or like this lighter heart that you got is what's attracting the people who are like intrigued in you for good reason, okay? So, like, please continue to do that. And I think anybody who does come in with any kind of like hidden agenda, it's like, I feel like you've seen a lot. I feel like you're very experienced when it comes to life, maybe when it comes to relationships, you know? And like to the point where this expectations is like maybe you used to expect the best or expect what you wanted to have with that person, like you were expecting a positive outcome, but now you could be running into people and just seeing little things that you've seen in the past in other people, and then now you're expecting the bullshit. You're expecting them to play games, or you're expecting them to just walk away because you feel like you've seen this energy before. But that's not always the case, and you have to give like new people the chance to introduce themselves to you properly, because some people do weird shit, you know. And we got the Seven of Cups right here at the bottom of the deck, okay, which is talking about options, you know. But on these cups, there's all very positive things, you know. On the original Seven of Cups, it's always like, you know, some few good things and a few bad things, but it just seems like all of these opportunities are positive opportunities that are coming in for you, you know. So try your best not to expect any conflict or any bullshit, because I feel like at the end of the day, you're like really guided by God, you know, by the divine, and you know exactly what is for you and what isn't for you. Like, you know what offers to accept and what to turn down, and you need to trust in yourself and in your intuition, and then make the way you make those decisions, and just love yourself even more for making such like responsible decisions for yourself and who you allow to be around you. What's everyone leaves ambivalent and procrastinate? We got the Tower, okay? So you could just feel like you always run into a tower with people. I feel like, you know, it's like at the deepest soul level, you know that you're very innocent in those things or in the way that things play out. But like you just have moments where you could blame yourself, or where you're just like so emotional and you're not seeing things as clearly as you should see them, you know. So just like don't like mind fuck yourself into thinking that like you're super wrong, or even that the other person is necessarily super wrong. I think Rowina's asking you to just put like a positive spin on anyone that leaves your life, and don't feel like, you know, you have to fear going into new things, or you have to tolerate any kind of abuse in order to feel happy in the future. Like, fuck that. If you see any of this same shit coming around, people coming around making excuses or trying to make you feel like you're less than just because you have boundaries and you won't allow them to walk over you, that's not your problem, that's their problem. Just separate yourself and continue to focus on loving yourself the way you want to be loved, and you'll always attract people who match that. What's the Five of Wands and the Four of Cups? We got the Sun, okay? You'll always attract people who match this beautiful sunny energy that you hold within yourself. We got the Knight of Swords and the Two of Swords, okay? So I feel like also, like, there's something about you changing the way that you're looking at your past, you know, and the things that you've been through with people. Like, if you could change your perspective on that and bring it to a more sunny outlook, like, you can move a lot faster in life in the things that you're trying to do. And also, I feel like with the Two of Swords, like, that would confuse the shit out of people who think that they're, like, competing with you or beating you down in some way. I feel like at the end of the day, they want you to be resentful, they want you to be angry, and they want you to be, you know, thinking about the thing they did for the rest of your life. But, like, who are they? And what makes them think they deserve that kind of like energy or thought power to come from you? Like, no. Somebody going to spiritual jail, okay? And somebody really is feeling passion for you, okay? That's what I'm saying. I think, because I said people are intrigued in a negative way, but it's like a little bit of both, you know? It's like some people look at you and they got all these judgments about you, and they just like look so stupid trying to make you look bad. And I think some people really recognize like the beauty, the softness, the love, the compassion that comes from you, and you just got to gravitate toward the people that see you for who you truly are, okay? Because, like, you're so official. You're definitely an official person. Okay, look, that receives amazing divine guidance. So you just have to follow it. You know, we got the King of Wands, which gives me this energy of you really being meant to be someone who's supposed to lead, okay? We got Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio. What is this? Capricorn? No, that's not Capricorn, but Capricorn, since I said that, okay? This is Leo again, okay? And we got the Four of Cups, so that's like some water energy, some Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio type of energy. Those could be any of your signs or other people's signs. We got Aquarius again with the Seven of Swords when I part the deck, you know. So if you are feeling like some sort of like sneaky energy just underlying, or you feel like you're being paranoid just because of all the things that you've been through, I don't think that you are. But I think that Rowena is just saying you don't have to be cold or tolerate anything that isn't for you in order to, you know, get back to a place where you feel happy with the people around you. That's all, that's all she's saying. She's not saying like to lower your boundaries or to tolerate anything that isn't for you, but just pay attention to people and like how they be acting around you, okay? Because it's definitely some of that, a little bit of that. But we got angelic support, harmony, and a perfect flow right here at the bottom of the deck. So like I said, you're being very guided through this whole thing. And it's like with the house 10, you're building a new structure, okay? Like under yourself, you know, you're refortifying your foundation in a way, you know, like bringing more discipline into your life. And I think focusing more on what it is that you want, what you want to attract, and what kind of people you want to be surrounded with. Yeah, this says instigation, bravery, and a pioneering spirit. I feel like your guides are really instigating this like fire type of energy, like boosting up your passions for the things that are important, and really kind of like boosting up the feelings of I don't want this and I don't want to be around this type of energy when they want you to move around, you know. What's the Five of Wands, the Sun, and the Four of Cups? We got Jupiter, okay, with grow and expand. So you're in a time of growth and expansion at this time, and that's why people are intrigued, really. Like I said before, you know, like they see a different kind of energy on you, and I don't think you have to worry about running into the same type of people. I think that you've learned your lesson, and all you have to do is learn the lesson in order to get that energy out of your life or away from you. What's the Four of Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the Tower? We got Venus with give and receive love, find value, and see beauty, you know? Like, it's okay for you to open up, to be vulnerable, and to give love the way that you want to receive it, and just to not have that worry or that fear that somebody's going to take advantage of you again. Because no, you already got the clarity that you need from the divine. Yeah, we got Libra, which is giving me this energy of balance, but also this energy of justice, you know, like and also this energy of like you don't have to worry about nothing, okay? Like justice will be served. People that like fuck you over for no reason, or try to confuse you, or try to abuse you or whatever, they always receive what's coming to them, okay? Because that's what they put out to the universe. That's what's going to come back. That's just how this shit go, okay? So we got consideration, fairness, and harmony. I feel like you're very protected, and spirit goes after people behind you the way that they do, because you're very fair and you try to be as harmonious within the situations that you're dropped in as you can, you know. What's trine in Jupiter? We got instigation, bravery, and a pioneering spirit, okay? And we got house 10 with structure, discipline, life mission, accomplishment, and career, okay? I'm just laughing because I was highlighting those in the deck, and here they come, you know? I feel like I already explained these energies. What else? What's Venus and Libra, okay? We got Gemini with curiosity, intellect, and networking. So I feel like get very curious, okay? Like, you know, when it comes to new people, if they sparked your interest, or new projects and things like that, like really pay attention to the way that spirit's guiding you, or like get yourself into something new that can help you to move yourself forward. Yeah, we got opposition. It says imbalance, a point of tension, and a power struggle. I feel like you could be having like a little bit of a power struggle with yourself at this time, you know, like going back and forth with yourself about making certain decisions or making certain moves, and I think it has a lot to do with the way that you look at yourself or what you're able to accomplish, and your angels want you to sort of like completely flip that around and start really boosting up yourself and like being your own motivation to do things that you wouldn't have motivated yourself to do in the past, because you could do or accomplish anything that you want, but you have to put the time and energy into that shit. This house 10 and Gemini, we got mutable, okay, with surrender, fluidity, and welcoming change, you know. So, you know, it's this energy of like surrender to your guides, you know, like allow the guidance to come in. Like you could be someone who feels like, you know, like the divine doesn't answer your questions, or like, you know, you don't really hear the answers or see the answers from your prayers, but you do. You see them through like other people, or like through towers and things that crumble in your life that force you into this energy of change, because you're not necessarily wide open to the change. Like there's some place in your life or in the way that you're thinking that you kind of refuse to surrender to the divine, so you're having a hard time like moving past it, is what she's saying. What's opposition and mutable? We got the North Node, okay, with destined to have. I feel like you're destined to have a whole lot more, and you're going to need to, like, get out of your own way and be very prepared to work kind of hard for the things that you want, you know? Yeah, we got house 12 with spirituality, transcendence, karma, sacrificial service, and healing, okay? And then the yang with proactivity, expression, doing, and forward motion, you know? So a little bit of both, a little bit more focus when it comes to the 12th house, and a little bit more focus when it comes to your masculine energies and the steps that you take in the 3D to attract the things that you want. I hope that's not confusing, you know. It's one of those ones where I feel like I'm just rambling. But I know I be making sense. What's this? So we got, you are radiant as fuck. Your light is limitless. Feel all that badass energy running through you and get ready to shine bright on those motherfuckers like the fucking diamond that you are. Shine so bright it burns the fuck out of their eyes, baby. Period. Like, don't dim your light or hold yourself back for anyone or for anything, you know. Life is short. Even though I believe that, you know, in reincarnation and things like that, you know, this life that you have right here in this moment, it can be a short thing, you know. You never know, like, when is the time for you to like leave this place. So like make sure that you shine, spend your days being as happy as you possibly can and working through it when things get hard, and just not giving up on yourself or losing hope in other people, that there's still good people out there, or good people who are willing to support and help you. What's Jupiter, house 10 in Venus? It says spread some fucking love, okay? It says spread the love as thick as you would spread that Nutella on everywhere and anywhere you go. Help people appreciate the good in their life like you. You're a fucking delight, you know? I feel like you really are a delight to be around, no matter what it is that you are going through. I don't feel like, you know, whatever you're going through is just out here on Front Street for like everybody to know. And I feel like when it does come to that, you could stand to like express yourself a little bit more, you know. And that could have been why she was talking about like being open to a project or open to a new person that's coming into your life, because I feel like you need an outlet, like you need a way to express yourself a lot more than you do now. Yeah, it says be a unicorn, not a twatopus, okay? It says we all have those days we feel like being a little down, but suck it up, buttercup. Nobody likes a twatopus. Be the damn unicorn you were born to be. Now repeat after me. I am a unicorn, not a twatopus. What's you are radiant as fuck, and spread some fucking love, okay? We got I'm a unicorn with a milk carton, okay? So there's these two milk cartons, they having a conversation, and this this milk carton put the straw in there and said, hey, I'm a unicorn, you know? And this other milk carton is probably like, no, you're not, you're milk, you're 2%. You're 2% and I'm whole milk, because that's what the labels that are placed on us say we are, right? But you don't have to like succumb to anybody's labels or allow anything that anyone says about you or any way way that anybody judges you stick to you. You can be whatever or whoever the fuck you say you are. Period. Okay? It says you are fucking amazing just the way you are. Don't live your life for anyone but you. So follow your heart and do what makes you happy. Yeah. It says time to get my shit together. And sometimes the best thing you can say is fuck off, okay? It says, is there anything you've had on your to-do list for way too long? Take a little time to write down anything you've been putting off. It's time to come up with a plan of attack and get that shit done, okay? And it says there's a lot of bullshit around you. Remember, your inner peace is at the top of your priority list. When you're feeling overloaded or some motherfucker is draining your energy with some negative shit, repeat after me. Fuck off, okay? So, like, don't feel like you have to take anybody's shit or, you know, play any games with anybody at this time, because one of the first things that I said to you was protect your heart, you know? Protecting your heart, protecting your peace, keeping your mind right so you can move forward. That's the most important thing for you. It says, and it also says it's okay to take a fucking break, you know? So, like, if you are having a hard time, don't feel like you have to, like, slave drive yourself just to get out of that hard time. I think you might need a little bit more faith and to really believe that you can get the things you visualize yourself having, you know? What else? What's your radiant? Be what you want to be and spread some love. We got the Isle of Avalon. It says healing, returning to wholeness and transformation, but it kind of fell out in reverse. I don't know. I feel like you could be fighting back against some sort of transformation that Spirit's trying to bring into you, you know? Like this, it's like a renewal of the mind is what they're trying to get into you. What is this? We got Selkie. It says, come out of hiding and embrace who you really are, okay? And this one says, the water carrier. What really matters, reflect, reprioritize, and yeah, it says what really matters, reflect and reprioritize. I feel like maybe you could be carrying some heavy emotions when it does come to like certain people that you went through things in the past with that you might need to release in order for you to like make this mental transformation, you know? And a lot of just loving on yourself and being proud of you, the decisions you've made, the places you've been or found yourself in, even the shit you had to get yourself out of that seemed messy or terrible or like you would never make it through that. Like, it's important for you to rejoice and to be happy and to feel blessed about the things that you made it through, no matter where you might find yourself at right now at this point, you know. What's this? It says cosmic ocean. It says current dreams, future realities, and new beginnings, you know. Your current dreams always have the potential to become your future reality, but it's just all about the way that you think about yourself and the steps that you take in order to get there. What is the final thought on this? I just don't know what they're about to say. But you're the star, my love, okay? And yeah, we got the Elder of Swords, which is the thinking man. You know, I feel like you've been doing a whole lot of thinking, a whole lot of like being in your head, but I don't know. Like, there's some inner conflict. Yeah, we got the Death card, okay? So, which is what I was talking about at the beginning, that death energy, you embracing death, following your intuition, and allowing certain things to die in your life in order to get to that place where you feel renewed, you know? And also, when you do that, it makes you trust yourself more, and you go out and you make bigger decisions and bigger moves, because now you trust yourself with the little things that you say to yourself, you know? Excuse me. So it says something deep inside you has begun to shift. You are clearer about who you are, and it's time to say goodbye to something that once defined you. Knowing that you are becoming something, someone else, can feel like a loss, but in releasing this thing that has found its end, you are creating an opening for new life. Death is essential to growth. The ends of past lives create a rich bed of earth to nurture roots for new life. The death card may greet you in a moment of darkness, but remember, you have the power to create an illuminated path forward toward an abundant future, okay? So, aragonite is the crystal that goes with this card, okay? Which is talking about truth, reality, and clarification, okay? So there could be like some more clarity coming into you. The song is Ascension, and the scent is White Lilies, okay? So, with that, I'm done. I hope you guys have a happy, fabulous, wonderful, and amazing day. That you got something that you need out of this. And I will see you later, my love. Bye.